Well, for the last 3 years, the conventional wisdom, the pollsters, the pundits, the betting markets, they've all pointed to a Labor landslide at the federal election tomorrow. But such is the magic of politics that this race is a lot closer than anyone anticipated even a week ago. And the history in Australia is that close elections are almost always won by the incumbent government. It's when you have the parties winning power from opposition, that's when you have huge landslides. So we're not going to get a landslide tomorrow. It's going to be very close, but I think all the seasoned observers of Australian politics predict Labor to win, if it's a minority government perhaps, but even a majority in its own right.
If the incumbent, as you say, does get a lot of the late votes, those undecided voters who perhaps won't decide until tomorrow, Scott Morrison will pull off one of the biggest political comebacks in Australian history. What will that mean for him, and what will it also mean for the opposition, which, as you say, has been really dominating the polls over the last 3 years or so?
Yeah, well, we've been here before. In the lead up to the 1993 election, more than a quarter of a century ago, the then centre-right Liberal opposition was overwhelmingly dominant in the polls. They knocked off Bob Hawke in '91. He was pushed out by his own party. And then Paul Keating was overwhelmingly unpopular in '92 and early '93. But the Labor Party snatched a rabbit out of the hat and caused one of the biggest political upsets in modern history by closing the gap in the last week of the campaign. Now, some observers, such as the former Prime Minister John Howard, believe that this election could be very analogous to 1993. But for that to happen, it's a very narrow path for the coalition. And for Scott Morrison, he has a narrow path to re-election, but it's about as narrow a path as Donald Trump's path to the White House in 2016. That's not to say he can't do it, but it'll be very close.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.